All right, y'all. So another little hunt I put together out at Lavic, doing voiceovers because you can see the wind in the background. Here's a real nice moss agate. First moss of the day. That's a beauty. Check it out. Lots of red in this one. Just really, really pretty one. You can see the wind blowing in the background. So, yep. Probably the best moss of the day. This next one here is more of an orange and kind of golden orange color moss. Again, pretty nice specimen there. You see on the back, it's got some more of that pattern. Sweet. Pretty nice. And the wind keeps blowing me away. All right, here's another one. So here's another moss. This one's got a little orange. I'm showing you I picked it out of that hole right there. You can see it's got some orange there. It's got some reddish on the side. And then there's a little green on the other side. There's the bottom. There's some green right there, so it's got green in there as well. Just not a lot of green. You know, I always complain about not having enough green, but I'm glad to have some. So anyway, this will be fun, trying to figure out which way to cut this sucker up. Do I cut it long ways? Do I cut it with that green? Do I cut it, trying to figure out which way to cut that one in half. Do I cut it straight in half? Make two big sides? I don't know. There's another one I'm picking up. My official rock grabber. That thing's a lifesaver. You have to bend over like 300 times a day. This is a cool one. Check it out. So the bottom, it almost looks like basalt with this orangey, with a little kind of red, orangey, golden color jasper on top. But the more I look at the bottom, it looks more like hematite. See, it's shiny. It could be basalt. I don't know. We got to throw him in the tumbler, see what happens. But I just like the contrast, and it's Halloween's coming up, so there you go. There's your candy corn rock. Kind of looks like candy corn. Anyway, here we go. Just found another one right here. Just walked over to that one. Let's see what this one is. All right, we're going to have to squirt him off. Give me a second. There you go. I squirted it off. The magic of video editing. And you can see it's got some pattern in there, pretty tightly packed moss. It's got agates running through there. Lots of voids in this one. So it's almost more of a brachiated than a moss agate. Oh, check this one out. So this is a little seam agate I found. And it's not real thick, but tell me that's not blue. That's blue in there. That's pretty cool. It's like, how come you can't find a big, thick seam of that, Of course, that's what everybody wants, right? That I found some big, thick blue seam agates. But that was pretty cool. All right, here's another one. Here's a moss. And this one's interesting because this one does have hematite on it. So you'll see, when I flip it, I think on the other side, you can kind of see a little bit of it. Anyway, that's a pretty cool one. I like the pattern on this one. But I can tell you when you polish it, that hematite's going to shine. Because I've got a couple other pieces I've done that with. The hematite really comes out in there. All right, let's see. We're on a hunt for another one. Let's see. Oh, we got him. Came out of that hole right there. It looks like a giant hole, doesn't it? It's a pretty good sized rock, though. So check it out. So we got some little orange moss on there, a little red on top. Now, this is interesting on the bottom. I can tell you from experience, when you cut that or you tumble that, that'll change to a different color on the bottom. It's got a little green on that one little side there. This is a cool one. This will be a surprise one when you cut it open, and you're either going to be like, yay, or you're going to be like, But anyway, it looks pretty cool already, so I think that one's going to be good. All right, so here's another moss agate. This one has a lot of agate, and it's just a nodule that I found. So it's not a big giant piece, but it's a nodule But you can see that moss in there. You can see the amount of agate in there. It's got a really good amount of agate. I do like it when they're like that. Get a little bit better pattern usually in there. But again, another really cool piece. And this side's almost, I won't call it flayed, but it's almost flayed pattern. That's kind of cool. So, all right, now you get a good shot at the wind. Here you go. This is just another seam agate I found. It does have some banding in it. More of the dendritic type of bandings like you see in some of the Montana agates, and you'll see it better on the other side. Here's some white banding on this side, but when I flip it to the other side, there you go. You can see more of that dendritic type bandings like you see in Montana agates. Not super dark, but anyway, that's a big chunk of agate. Just found it right there. Here's a cool piece of jasper. So it's got the red and yellow. It's got a little agate running in there. Just a cool chip. That's a great tumbler. That'll make a great tumbler. Really pretty. Got lots of color here. I don't know if the wind's blowing me over or just terrible camera work. But anyway, that one's pretty cool. I like that one. That'll make a good tumbler. Make a good magnet. Here's a twofer. Now this one's pretty interesting. The bottom one there, that's jasper. So, and you look, it's got orange and red kind of mixed up. Kind of a cool pattern and cool color mix. I really was kind of fascinated with that one. And this other one's a nodule. I don't know. It looks like it might have moss in it. I see a little bit of moss there. It's not very big though. It'll need to be cut to expose it if it is. But anyway, I really like this one. I don't know why that pattern, just those two colors, the way they blended together. That was pretty interesting. Okay, so here's an interesting one. I've had another one like this. So it's pink. So it is jasper. It's not opal because I have another piece like this and it's hard as a rock. So it's got this pink color in the inside, this pinkish, light purpley color in the inside. And you see the outside's kind of stayed with iron. That's kind of iron staining. So that usually comes off. It came off of my last piece. So I'll probably try to get a cut off of this one. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to get a thick enough cut. But it's pretty interesting. All right, here's another one I just picked up. So this one's fun. It's got these bots on the end. So you can see them all sitting up there. And they got some swirlies on the bots, on top of some of the bots. And then here I'm showing the side here. Looks like it's jaspery. Mostly jasper in this one. You got that orange with the maroon mixed in. There's those bots. Anyway. Cool. I think this is a pretty cool one. I'll have to cut that one up. Get a nice slab off of that one. I'll probably cut it that way, the way I'm holding it. It's probably going to be the way I cut it. All right, there's my backpack in the background. You can see I left it. I was getting tired of lugging it around. And then here's the one that it's got a lot of agate in this one. There's like an agate cave, and it's got some quartz crystals in there. It's kind of hard to see. And on this side's more agate jasper mix, so it's a jasper agate. Got some pretty good colors in there, pretty neat patterns in there. This will be one that has to be cut. I'm not really sure what to expect in the inside. Sometimes these things turn out fantastic. Sometimes they don't. Anyway, you can see some of that quartz pocket needs to be cleaned out. So here's the interesting one I found. I saw the green on it, so I cracked it open, and it's got that green. It's I was hoping for some turquoise. Never really found any out there. Don't find a lot of green rocks like these out there because these look more like the turquoise chrysocolla type of rocks. But anyway, it's not real deep. It doesn't go all the way through the rock. It's not a solid piece. So I just thought it was neat to show you something a little different. So those stayed. I didn't take those home. And then here's another one. This is kind of cool. So this is some rhyolite you find out there. And then you find it with these bands on it, these iron bands on it. Sometimes they make all kind of crazy patterns on it. It looks like somebody painted on it. I know there's a name for it. I don't know off the top of my head. I don't want to say Indian paint stone because it's not Indian paint stone. That comes up from further to Mojave. But I thought that was kind of cool just to show you. And then here is an agate. It's got some banding in it. So again, this is when you find in other locations that have fire agates, this is what you'll find fire agates look like, kind of like these. But these don't have any fire in it, so it's really just laser carnelian. There's some more wind. All right, here's another little nodule that has moss and maybe some plumes in there. It's just a little nodule. Anyway, it's kind of cool patterns in there. There you go, you get a little bit better idea of what's inside there. It's really interesting how this stuff forms out there. There's some green. See, I told you it always has a little tiny bit of green. Never has a lot of green. Hard to find a lot of green. But it's pretty cool. Just a little chunk. Little chunker as I'm getting blown away. You can see my shirt blowing in the wind. All right. Let's see what this one is. Oh, this one's kind of cool because it's and I wound up leaving this one because I started thinking it was an artifact, and you can't take artifacts off public land, so I wound up leaving this one. But I thought it was kind of neat because the way it looks like it's been worked a little bit, like it looks more than just a chip, right? So, and it's got this green and yellow banding in it, and there you go, Paul just dropped it. So anyway, that was the end of this trip. So again, I hope y'all liked it. If you did, like and subscribe. I would appreciate it. I'll see y'all on the next one.